அன்று எவ்வுலகம் அளந்தாயடி போற்றி. அன்று எவ்வுலகம் அளந்தாயடி போற்றி. சென்றங்கு தென் இலங்கை செற்றாய் திரள் போற்றி. சென்றங்கு தென் இலங்கை செற்றாய் திரள் போற்றி. பொன்றச் சகடம் உதைத்தாய் பொன்றச் சகடம் உதைத்தாய் புகழ் போற்றி. பொன்றச் சகடம் உதைத்தாய் புகழ் போற்றி. கன்ற குனிலாய் எறிந்தாய் கழல் போற்றி. கன்ற குனிலாய் எறிந்தாய் கழல் போற்றி. குன்ற கொடையாய் எடுத்தாய் குணம் போற்றி. குன்ற கொடையாய் எடுத்தாய் குணம் போற்றி. வென்று பகை கெடுக்கும் நின் கையில் வேல் போற்றி. வென்று பகை கெடுக்கும் நின் கையில் வேல் போற்றி. என்றென்றும் சேவகமே ஏத்தி பறை கொள்வான். என்றென்றும் சேவகமே ஏத்தி பறை கொள்வான். இன்றையாம் வந்தோம் இரங்கேலோரெம்பாவாய். இன்றையாம் வந்தோம் இரங்கேலோரெம்பாவாய். கொண்டல் வண்ணனை கோவளனாய் வெண்ணை உண்டவாயனன் உள்ளம் கவர்ந்தானே. கொண்டல் வண்ணனை கோவளனாய் வெண்ணை உண்டவாயனன் உள்ளம் கவர்ந்தானே. அண்டர் கொணனி அரங்கனின் அமுதினை. அண்டர் கொணனி அரங்கனின் அமுதினை கண்ட கண்கள் மற்றொன்றினை காணாதே.
கைதைசேர் பூம்புள் சூழ் கச்சிநகர் வந்துதித்த பொய்கை விரான் கவிஞர் போரேறு. வையத்து அடியவர்கள் வாழ அருந்தமிழ் நூத்தந்தாதி படிவிளங்கச் செய்தான் பரிந்து.
பொய்கை ஆழ்வாராய நமஹா.
பொய்கை ஆழ்வாராய நமஹா.
Poige Alvar is remembered as a silent yogi of devotion, one whose life flowed in harmony with the divine rhythm of the universe. He stands at the dawn of Alvar tradition, not as a scholar of words, but as a seer of inner light. He opened the path where love for the divine became the highest form of wisdom.
சரோஜநேத்ராய நமஹா.
சரோஜநேத்ராய நமஹா.
He appeared not through birth, but through grace, arising from the sacred lotus pond. Like still water reflecting the sun without effort, his mind was calm, pure, and naturally absorbed in Lord Narayana. This divine appearance itself revealed his freedom from the worldly bonds.
பக்தஜனப்ரியாய நமஹா.
பக்தஜனப்ரியாய நமஹா.
From the beginning, Poige Alvar lived in inward awareness. Free from restlessness and desire, he moved through the world as a witness, carrying within him a steady flame of devotion. Silence and simplicity marked his life more than speech or display.
திவ்ய பிரபந்த கர்த்ரே நமஹா.
திவ்ய பிரபந்த கர்த்ரே நமஹா.
Walking from shrine to shrine, he practiced the yoga of remembrance. Each step became an offering, each breath a prayer, each moment an act of surrender to the all-pervading Lord. His journey was not outward travel, but an inward pilgrimage of devotion.
परमभागवताय नमः
परमभागवताय नमः
Poige Alvar taught that true wisdom is born from love. When devotion is steady, knowledge arises effortlessly, just as the sun rises without being summoned. For him, devotion was not learned, it was lived.
श्रीहरिभक्तरत्नाय नमः
श्रीहरिभक्तरत्नाय नमः
One night of rain and darkness, he stood quietly in a small shelter with Bhutat Alvar and Pei Alvar. Though the space was narrow, their hearts were vast, open and still. This meeting united three souls destined to awaken divine light together.
ज्ञानदीपप्रदाय नमः
ज्ञानदीपप्रदाय नमः
In that silence, they felt a presence, gentle, luminous and complete. Without form or sound, Lord Narayana revealed himself as the indweller of all beings. The Lord came uninvited, drawn by the pure devotion.
वेदार्थप्रकाशकाय नमः
वेदार्थप्रकाशकाय नमः
Moved by that inner vision, Poige Alvar spoke not from thought, but from realization. He lit a lamp of wisdom, declaring that love itself is a light that dispels all darkness. These words became the opening of the Mudal Tirvandadi.
वैष्णवशिरसे नमः
वैष्णवशिरसे नमः
His verses flow like breath, simple, precise and deep. They guide the seeker inward, teaching that the Lord resides not far away but within the quiet heart. Through Tamil poetry, he revealed truths equal to the Vedas.
भक्तिमार्गप्रदर्शकाय नमः
भक्तिमार्गप्रदर्शकाय नमः
Poige Alvar showed that when the mind rests in devotion, fear dissolves. In that stillness, the soul aligns with the cosmic order just as the sun follows its eternal path. His life reflected unshaken faith in the Lord's protection.
श्रीरङ्गनाथप्रियभक्ताय नमः
श्रीरङ्गनाथप्रियभक्ताय नमः
His hymns became part of Divya Prabandham, echoing through temples and homes. Yet the true temple is the attentive mind listening in silence. Generations of devotees continue to walk the path he illuminated.
श्रीविष्णुकृपापात्राय नमः
श्रीविष्णुकृपापात्राय नमः
As we move with the rising sun, we remember Poige Alvar, the yogi who taught through stillness. May his life remind us that devotion is the highest yoga and the inner light is our true guide. His sacred feet remain a refuge for all who seek the divine.
பிறவி தீர இறைஞ்சினேன் இன்னமுதா அன்பே தகலி அளித்தானை நன்புகழ் சேர் சீரத்தார் முத்துக்கள் சேரும் கடல் மல்லை பூதத்தார் பொன்னங்கழல்
भूदत्ताழ்वाराय नमः
भूदत्ताழ்वाराय नमः
Bhudattalvar is revered as the second among the Mudal Alvars. He occupies a unique place in the early flowering of Sri Vaishnava Bhakti. His devotion is known for its depth and intensity. He is remembered as one whose love for Lord Sriman Narayana burned like a steady flame.
अगाधभक्तिसागराय नमः
अगाधभक्तिसागराय नमः
According to tradition, Bhudat Alva did not take birth in an ordinary way. He appeared by divine grace at Tirukadal Mallai in present-day Mahabalipuram. This sacred coastal Divya Desam became the site of its manifestation. His appearance itself signified his freedom from worldly bondage by the will of God.
शुद्धसत्त्वनिलयाय नमः
शुद्धसत्त्वनिलयाय नमः
From the moment of his appearance, his mind was firmly established in devotion. He had no attachment to family life, possessions, or social identity. His heart was naturally fixed on Lord Sriman Narayana alone. Renunciation and surrender to Bhagavan Sriman Narayana marked his very being.
नारायणैकनिष्ठाय नमः
नारायणैकनिष्ठाय नमः
Bhudattarvar lived immersed in constant remembrance of Lord Sriman Narayana. He did not seek learning, debate, or outward recognition. Silence and inward contemplation defined his way of life. Devotion to God itself became his wisdom and guiding force.
दिव्यदर्शनसिद्धाय नमः
दिव्यदर्शनसिद्धाय नमः
He wandered from shrine to shrine, drawn only by the presence of Lord Sriman Narayana. Every Divya Desam he visited deepened his experience of the divine. He perceived Lord Sriman Narayana not as confined to form alone, but as all pervading. His travels expressed loving surrender rather than a search for merit.
भावगम्भीरहृदयाय नमः
भावगम्भीरहृदयाय नमः
One night, during heavy rain and darkness, he reached a small shelter. Poige Alvar was already present there, standing in silent absorption. Soon after, Pe Alvar also arrived at the same place. Thus, the three Mudal Alvars were brought together by the will of Lord Sriman Narayana.
प्रेमपरिप्लुतात्मने नमः
प्रेमपरिप्लुतात्मने नमः
Though the shelter was barely large enough for three, they stood together humbly. As they remained in silence, they sensed the presence of a fourth being. That presence was none other than Bhagavan Sriman Narayana himself. The Lord entered the space to bless his devoted servants.
अन्तर्यामि साक्षिणे नमः
अन्तर्यामि साक्षिणे नमः
Overcome by his divine experience, Bhudattarva burst forth in poetry. His devotion to Lord Sriman Narayana took the form of radiant Tamil verses. He declared that love itself is the lamp that reveals God. These verses arose directly from realization, not imagination.
तमोनाशकदीपाय नमः
तमोनाशकदीपाय नमः
These hymns came to be known as Irandam Tiruvandadi. They form an essential part of the sacred Divya Prabandham. Through simple language, they express profound truths about Lord Sriman Narayana. They emphasize direct experience of God through unwavering devotion.
अनुभवैकवेद्याय नमः
अनुभवैकवेद्याय नमः
Bhudattarva taught that when devotion matures fully, Lord Sriman Narayana is revealed within. Fear, ignorance, and separation dissolve through surrender to God. Bhagavan Sriman Narayana becomes both the goal and the refuge of the soul. This teaching aligns completely with Sri Vaishnava Siddhanta.
दृढवैराग्यभूषिताय नमः
दृढवैराग्यभूषिताय नमः
His pasurams are recited daily in temples and homes. They continue to guide devotees toward Lord Sriman Narayana. Acharyas of Sri Vaishnava lineage revere him deeply. His life stands as a model of intense yet silent devotion to God.
Sri Vaishnava Deepikaya Namaha.
Shri Vaishnava Deepikaya Namaha.
Bhudat Alvar is remembered as a saint of quiet inner fire and spiritual clarity. In silence, he revealed the presence of Lord Sriman Narayana dwelling within the heart. His life affirms that surrender to Bhagavan is the highest knowledge that dissolves all fear and separation. His sacred feet remain the refuge of all devotees of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana.
நீராறும் மாட திருக்கோவலூர் அதனுள் காரார் கருமுகிலை காணப்புக்கு ஓரா திருக்கண்டேன் என்னுரைத்த சீரான் கழலே உரை கண்டாய் நெஞ்சே உகந்து.
Peyalvaraya Namaha.
Peyalvaraya Namaha.
Sri Peyalvar is revered as the third of the Mudal Alvars. He stands as the culmination of the early Alvar awakening. His devotion is marked by ecstatic vision and divine intimacy. He is celebrated as one who saw Bhagavan Sriman Narayana directly.
Sarvangya Divya Darshanaya Namaha.
Sarvangya Divya Darshanaya Namaha.
According to Sri Vaishnava tradition, Peyalvar did not take human birth. He manifested by divine grace at Tirumayilai. He appeared in a sacred well, shining with spiritual radiance. This miraculous appearance revealed his eternal bond with Bhagavan.
Anandhanubhava Swarupaya Namaha.
Anandhanubhava Swarupaya Namaha.
From the moment of his manifestation, Peyalvar's heart overflowed with devotion. Worldly distinctions of body, status, and possession held no meaning for him. His consciousness rested solely on Lord Sriman Narayana. Divine love surged within him without any effort or discipline.
Murtyabhivyakti Bhavitaya Namaha.
Murtyabhivyakti Namaha.
Peyalvar lived immersed in spontaneous remembrance of Bhagavan. Unlike seekers who strive through stages, he lived in constant vision. His devotion was not restrained or silent, but overflowing and expressive. Joy and wonder marked his experience with the divine.
Nayana Gochara Narayanaya Namaha.
Nayana Gochara Narayanaya Namaha.
He wandered freely, absorbed in the beauty of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. Every form of the Lord filled him with amazement and delight. He perceived Bhagavan not only as supreme, but as intimately present. His love was marked by Anubhava, the direct experience.
Unmilita Bhakti Chetanaya Namaha.
Unmilita Bhakti Chetanaya Namaha.
One night, torrential rain and darkness, Peyalvar sought shelter. Poige Alvar and Bhudat Alvar were already present there. Though the space was small, humility made room for all the three. Thus, the Mudal Alvars were united by divine design.
Rupa Sakta Hridayaya Namaha.
Rupa Sakta Hridayaya Namaha.
As they stood silently together, a wondrous presence was felt. The narrow space seemed to expand,
beyond physical limits. And that presence was Bhagavan Sriman Narayana himself. The Lord entered unseen, drawn by their pure devotion.
सौन्दर्यसास्वदकाय नमः
सौन्दर्यसास्वदकाय नमः.
Unlike the others, Peyalvar saw the divine form clearly. He beheld Sriman Narayana with divine consorts and resplendent beauty. Overcome with bliss, he exclaimed in wonder and joy. His heart overflowed with ecstatic realization.
साक्षादृश्य परब्रह्मवेदिने नमः
साक्षादृश्य परब्रह्मवेदिने नमः.
From this vision arose the Moondram Tiruvandadi. His verses describe the form, beauty, and nearness of Bhagavan. They proclaim that Bhagavan Sriman Narayana is directly perceivable. Love, not effort, grants this vision.
प्रेमपरवशात्मने नमः
प्रेमपरवशात्मने नमः.
Peyalvar taught that God reveals himself through overflowing devotion. When love reaches fullness, separation disappears completely. The Lord becomes nearer than breath and thought. And this truth stands at the heart of Sri Vaishnava Siddhanta.
अनुभूतिस्थितभक्ताय नमः
अनुभूतिस्थितभक्ताय नमः.
His hymns were later included in the Divya Prabandham. They are cherished for their intimacy and emotional depth. Acharyas praise Peyalvar as a saint of divine vision, and his life exemplifies devotion transformed into direct sight.
दर्शनैकजीवनाय नमः
दर्शनैकजीवनाय नमः.
Peyalvar lived seeing Lord Sriman Narayana everywhere. For him, God was not distant but vividly present in every moment. His life invites the seeker from belief into direct experience. Rest in this remembrance, letting love become vision and vision become stillness.
தருச்சந்த பொழில் தழுவு தாரணியின் துயர் தீர திருச்சந்த விருத்தம் செய் திருமழிசை பரன்வரும் ஊர் கருச்சந்தும் காரகிலும் கமழ் கொங்கும் மணனாரும் திருச்சந்தத்துடன் மருவு திருமழிசை வலம்பதியே.
திருமழிசையாழ்வாராய நமः
तिरुमलिशयाळ्वाराय नमः.
Tirumalizai Azhwar is revered as one of the great Azhwars of Sri Vaishnavism. He is known for his fearless clarity in matters of truth and devotion. His life stands apart for its uncompromising adherence to right doctrine. He shines as a saint who upheld bhakti with reason and conviction.
दृढतत्त्वनिष्ठाय नमः
दृढतत्त्वनिष्ठाय नमः.
According to tradition, Tirumalizai Azhwar was born in Tirumalizai near Chennai. In his early life, he pursued many paths of learning and discipline. He explored various philosophies and ascetic practices. Yet his heart remained restless and seeking the highest truth.
एकायन सिद्धान्तप्रतिष्ठाय नमः
एकायन सिद्धान्तप्रतिष्ठाय नमः.
In his search, he mastered yoga, logic, and different schools of thought. He questioned doctrines that contradicted the Vedas. His sharp intellect refused to accept partial or misleading truths. This intense inquiry prepared him for divine clarity.
वेदविरुद्धमतच्छेदकाय नमः
वेदविरुद्धमतच्छेदकाय नमः
Through divine grace, he came to realize the supremacy of Sriman Narayana. He rejected doctrines that elevated other deities above the Supreme. His devotion turned firmly towards Sriman Narayana alone. This transformation marked the true beginning of his Alvarhood.
नान्मुगनतत्त्वनिरासकाय नमः
नान्मुगनतत्त्वनिरासकाय नमः
Tirumazhai Alvar became known for refuting false philosophies openly. He boldly exposed the limitations of Nanmuga Tattva. His words were sharp yet rooted in devotion and scriptural authority. Truth, not popularity, guided his life.
शुद्धवैष्णवदर्शकाय नमः
शुद्धवैष्णवदर्शकाय नमः
Though deeply learned, he lived a life of simplicity and restraint. He accepted only what was necessary to sustain the body. His focus remained fixed on contemplation of Sriman Narayana. Detachment and devotion flowed together in his daily life.
तर्कातीतभक्तिसम्पन्नाय नमः
तर्कातीतभक्तिसम्पन्नाय नमः
A devoted disciple named Kanikannan served him with unwavering loyalty. Their bond reflected the pure Guru Sishya tradition of Sri Vaishnavism. Through this relationship, Tirumazhai Alvar demonstrated compassion. Grace flowed naturally from teacher to disciple.
शास्त्रार्थदृढप्रज्ञाय नमः
शास्त्रार्थदृढप्रज्ञाय नमः
When a king displeased the Alvar, divine events unfolded swiftly. At Tiruveka, the Lord himself obeyed the Alvar's command. The deity turned away from the city in response to his words. This episode revealed the Alvar's intimate authority born of devotion.
परमात्मैकविषयाय नमः
परमात्मैकविषयाय नमः
Moved by this separation, the king repented sincerely. Tirumazhai Alvar then requested the Lord to return. The Lord resumed his place, restoring harmony to the city. This incident affirmed the power of devotees' surrender.
योगानुभवसाक्षिणे नमः
योगानुभवसाक्षिणे नमः
Tirumazhai Alvar composed Nanmugan Tiruvandadi and Tiruchandavritam. Through these hymns, he declared essential Sri Vaishnava Siddhanta. His verses blend devotion, logic, and uncompromising truth. They stand as pillars of doctrinal clarity in the Divya Prabandham.
वैदिकमार्गपरिरक्षकाय नमः
वैदिकमार्गपरिरक्षकाय नमः
He taught that devotion must be rooted in right understanding. Love for God must align with scriptural truth. Emotion without discernment, he warned, leads astray. True bhakti arises from knowledge guided by grace.
अचलप्रपत्याचार्याय नमः
अचलप्रपत्याचार्याय नमः
Tirumazhai Alvar's life settles the mind into quiet conviction. His words invite the seeker to rest in unshaken truth. In surrender to Sriman Narayana, doubt dissolves in clarity. Abide in this stillness where devotion and wisdom becomes one.
तामृतं विश्वजनानुमोदनं शर्वार्तदं श्रीषटकोपवाङ्मयं सगर्षशाकोपनिषत्समागमं नमाम्यहं द्राविडवेदसागरम्
நம்மாழ்வாராய நமஹா
நம்மாழ்வாராய நமஹா.
Swami Nammalvar, also known as Shatakopan and Maran, is revered as the chief among the 12 Alvars. Alvar is regarded as the very heart of the Sri Vaishnava tradition. Alvar's life and hymns embody the presence of surrender and divine love. Acharyas honor Parankusha as the fountainhead of Tamil Vedanta.
தமரிந்த நிலையஸ்திதாய நமஹா
தமரிந்த நிலையஸ்திதாய நமஹா.
According to tradition, Maran manifested at Tirukkurugur, Alvar Tirunagari. Alvar appeared on the 43rd day of the Kali age by divine will. From birth, Shatakopan showed no interest in the outer world. Alvar's presence itself reflected inner absorption and grace.
மௌன யோக சமாரூடாய நமஹா
மௌனயோக சமாரூடாய நமஹா.
As a child, Maran neither spoke nor moved nor responded outwardly. Alvar sat beneath the tamarind tree, immersed in inner awareness. Food, sleep, and human interaction held no attraction for Alvar. Shatakopan's consciousness rested solely in the divine.
స్వానుభూతి ప్రబోధకాయ నమః
స్వానుభూతి ప్రబోధకాయ నమః.
Within this silence, Parankusha experienced uninterrupted communion with Bhagavan. Alvar's mind was wholly established in Lord Sriman Narayana. This inward absorption was not ignorance but supreme wisdom. Alvar lived amidst the world yet remained untouched by it.
தமிழ் வேத பிரகாசகாய நமஹ
தமிழ் வேத பிரகாசகாய நமஹ.
By the grace of Lord Sriman Narayana, full realization dawned within Swami Nammalvar. All truths of Vedanta blossomed naturally in Maran's experience. Devotion, knowledge, and surrender merged seamlessly within Alvar. Shatakopan required no external teacher for realization.
పరమ ప్రపన్నాయ నమః
పరమ ప్రపన్నాయ నమః.
A devotee named Madhurakavi Alvar journeyed in search of true wisdom. Drawn by divine signs, the devotee reached Tirukkurugur. Through a simple question, Parankusha was awakened from silence. Thus began the sacred Acharya-Shishya relationship centered on Swami Nammalvar.
భగవత్ సాయుజ్య లాభాయ నమః
భగవత్ సాయుజ్య లాభాయ నమః.
Swami Nammalvar spoke for the first time, revealing divine truth. Alvar's words flowed as hymns of unparalleled depth and beauty. Madhurakavi recognized Shatakopan as the sole refuge and teacher. The disciple dedicated life entirely to serving Maran.
అంతర్ముఖ స్థిత ప్రజ్ఞాయ నమః
అంతర్ముఖ స్థిత ప్రజ్ఞాయ నమః.
From this awakening emerged the great works of Divya Prabandham. Parankusha composed Thiruviruttam, Thiruvasiriyam, Periya Tiruvandadi, and Tiruvaimuri. These hymns express the soul's longing for union with Bhagavan. Alvar's compositions stand equal to the Vedas in spiritual authority.
తిరువాய்మొழி ప్రధాయ నమః
తిరువాయ్మొழి ప్రదాయ నమః.
Through these verses, Maran taught complete surrender to Lord Sriman Narayana. Alvar
revealed God as both supremely transcendent and intimately near. Love, humility, and total dependence formed the path illuminated by Alvar. Swami Nammalvar's poetry captures the soul's dialogue with the divine.
मधुरकविप्रेरकाय नमः
मधुरकविप्रेरकाय नमः
Sri Vaishnava Acharyas regard Tiruvaimuri as the Tamil Veda. Alvar's hymns became central to temple worship and tradition. Shatakopan's vision shaped the theology of the Sampradaya. Alvar's influence flows through every later Acharya.
वैष्णवागममूलाय नमः
वैष्णवगाममूलाय नमः
At the end of earthly presence, Maran completed the divine mission. By the grace of Lord Sriman Narayana, Alvar attained moksha. Swami Nammalvar reached Sri Vaikuntham, the central abode of the Lord. Yet, Parankusha's presence lives on through hymns and grace.
श्रीमन्नारायणैकस्थिताय नमः
श्रीमन्नारायणैकस्थिताय नमः
Swami Nammalvar's life gently draws the mind inward towards stillness. Shatakopan silence teaches more deeply than speech. In surrender to Lord Srimanarayana, the soul finds its true home. Rest here where devotion dissolves into quiet union.
இன்னமுதம் ஊட்டுகேன் இங்கே வா பைங்கிலியே தென்னரங்கம் பாடவல்ல சீர் பெருமாள் பொன்னன் சிலை சேர் நுதலியர் வேல் சேரலர்கோன் எங்கள் குலசேகரன் என்னே கூறு.
குலசேகர ஆழ்வாராய நமஹ.
Kulasegara Alvaraya Namaha.
Kulashekara Alvar is revered as one of the 12 Alvars of Sri Vaishnavism. Alvar is remembered as both a mighty king and a humble devotee. Royal power and spiritual surrender coexisted harmoniously in his life. Alvar stands as a shining example of devotion amidst worldly duties.
ராஜர்ஷி வைராகியயுக்தாய நமஹ.
Rajarshi Vairagyayuttaya Namaha.
According to tradition, Kulashekara Alvar ruled the Chera kingdom. Though surrounded by wealth and authority, Alvar's heart leaned toward God. Earthly pleasures never eclipsed devotion to Lord Sriman Narayana. Kingship became a means of righteous service rather than attachment.
ராம பக்தி பராயணாய நமஹ.
Rama Bhakti Parayanaya Namaha.
From an early age, Kulashekara Alvar was deeply devoted to Lord Rama. The life of Ramachandra stirred intense emotion within Alvar's heart. Alvar often felt the joys and sorrows of Lord Rama as his own. This Rama Bhakti shaped Alvar's spiritual personality.
தாஸ்ய பாவைகனிஷ்டாய நமஹ.
Dasya Bhavaikanishthaya Namaha.
When listening to the Ramayana, Kulashekara Alvar would forget himself. Hearing of battles, Alvar rushed to aid Lord Rama with his army. Such was the depth of Alvar's identification with Lord's Leela. For Alvar, devotion erased the boundary between story and reality.
முகுந்தமாலா ஸ்தோத்ரகர்த்ரே நமஹ.
Mukundamala Sostrakatre Namaha.
Kulashekara Alvar cherished the attitude of a servant above all else. Alvar prayed not for liberation but for eternal service. Even wealth as the blade of grass at the Lord's feet was acceptable. Dasya Bhava became the core of Alvar's devotion.
चेरदेशाधिपत्यत्यक्ताय नमः
चेरदेशाधिपत्यत्यक्ताय नमः
Though a
Though
king,
a king, Kulashekara Alvar lived with humility and restraint. Alvar respected saints and devotees above royal courtiers. Service to Bhagavatas was considered greater than royal honor. This humility endeared Alvar to all devotees.
भावोन्मिलितहृदयाय नमः
भावोन्मीलितहृदयाय नमः
court intrigues and false accusations later troubled Kulashekara Alvar. Jewels meant for the Lord were hidden to frame Alvar. Without anger, Alvar submitted himself to the divine judgment. Truth prevailed, revealing Alvar's unwavering righteousness.
शरणागत वत्सलाय नमः
शरणागतवत्सलाय नमः
Disillusioned with worldly power, Kulashekara Alvar renounced kingship. Alvar embraced a life centered fully on devotion. Pilgrimage and worship replaced royal administration. Renunciation arose naturally from matured devotion.
பெருமாள் திருமொழி பிரணேத்ரே நமः
பெருமாள் திருமொழி பிரணேத்ரே நமः
Kulashekara Alvar composed hymns filled with deep emotion and humility. These verses became known as Perumal Tirumozhi. Alvar also authored the Mukundamala Stotram in Sanskrit. Through them, Alvar expressed longing for constant service.
परमकरुणापूर्णाय नमः
परमकरुणपूर्णाय नमः
Alvar sang of Srirangam, Ayodhya and many Divya Desas. Every shrine awakened new waves of devotion. Kulashekara Alvar saw the Lord as master, protector and refuge. His hymns reflect surrender without demand.
वैष्णवराज सम्मानिताय नमः
वैष्णवराज सम्मानिताय नमः
Sri Vaishnava Acharyas revered Kulashekara Alvar deeply. Alvar's life demonstrates that devotion transcends social roles. Kingship did not hinder surrender. Surrender purified the kingship. Alvar example continues to inspire householders and renunciates alike.
श्रीरङ्गधाम नित्यसेवकाय नमः
श्रीरङ्गधाम नित्यसेवकाय नमः
Kulashekara Alvar life invites the mind into gentle humility. In the attitude of service, the heart finds peace. Let devotion flow without expectation or demand. Rest here, serving quietly at the feet of Sriman Narayana.
गुरुमुखमनदीत्य प्राहवेदानशेषान् नरपति परिक्लिप्तं शुल्कमाता तु कामः श्वशुरममरवन्द्यं रङ्गनाथस्य साक्षात् द्विजकुलतिलकं तं विष्णुचित्तं नमामि
பெரியாழ்வாராய நமः
Periyalvaraya Namaha.
Periyalvar, also known as Vishnu Chitta, is revered as one of the 12 Alvars. Alvar is celebrated for his unique parental love toward the divine. His devotion flows not through distant reverence but through tender, watchful care. Alvar stands as an embodiment of Vatsalya Bhakti.
Vishnu Chittaya Namaha.
Vishnu Chittaya Namaha.
Vishnu Chitta was born in Srivilliputhur, a sacred Divya Desa. From an early age, Alvar was devoted to temple service. Alvar lovingly gathered flowers and wove garlands for the Lord. This daily service shaped Alvar's devotional heart.
Vatsalya Bhakti Purnaya Namaha.
Vatsalya Bhakti Purnaya Namaha.
Alvar worshipped Sriman Narayana as caring parent worships as child. Concern for Lord's safety arose naturally in Alvar's mind. The world's dangers appeared real to his loving heart. Protection, not liberation, became Alvar's prayer.
Mangala Shasana Parayanaya Namaha.
Mangala Shasana Parayanaya Namaha.
During this time, Pandya king sought the highest spiritual truth. A debate was arranged to determine the supreme path. Vishnu Chitta attended not to argue but to glorify the Lord. Truth spoke effortlessly through Alvar's devotion.
Balakrishna Palakaya Namaha.
Balakrishna Palakaya Namaha.
Alvar proclaimed that Lord Sriman Narayana alone is the supreme undwelling truth. The Lord alone is the refuge and protector of all beings. This declaration resonated with scriptural authority and devotion. The assembly recognized Vishnusita's realization.
Srivatsa Chinha Rakshakaya Namaha.
Srivatsa Chinha Rakshakaya Namaha.
The king honored Vishnu Chitta publicly for revealing the highest truth. At the moment, Lord Sriman Narayana appeared to bless his devotee. Overwhelmed with love and concern, Alvar sang blessings to the Lord. Thus arose the sacred Pallandu Pasurams, full of overflowing benedictory devotion.
Sharanagata Sishuposhakaya Namaha.
Sharanagata Shishuposhakaya Namaha.
Alvar blessed the Lord, wishing him long life and protection. This reversal of roles defines Periyalvar greatness. The devotee became the guardian of the divine. Vatsalya Bhakti reached its highest expression.
Divya Desha Praharshakaya Namaha.
Divya Desha Praharshakaya Namaha.
Periyalvar continued to sing songs filled with parental affection. These hymns later formed Periyalvar Tirumali. Each verse expressed anxiety, joy, and delight in caring for the Lord. The Lord accepted these songs with boundless grace.
Kannanukku Iniyavaraya Namaha.
Kannanukkiniyavaraaya Namaha.
Periyalvar also raised Andal, the divine child found in his garden. Alvar nurtured her in devotion to Sriman Narayana. Through her, his devotional lineage continued. The father-daughter bond became sacred in Sri Vaishnava history.
Pallandu Pathakaya Namaha.
Pallandu Pathakaya Namaha.
Alvar lived a life of simplicity and constant service. Temple worship and singing became his daily rhythm. No desire for moksha distracted his loving care. Serving the Lord as a child was fulfillment itself.
Andal Pitrubhutaya Namaha.
Andal Pitrubhutaya Namaha.
Sri Vaishnava Acharyas revere Periyalvars deeply. Alvar's path teaches that love surpasses even liberation. The Lord himself delights in being protected by his devotee. Such is the mystery of divine love.
Shri Vaishnava Mangala Pradhaya Namaha.
Shri Vaishnava Mangala Pradhaya Namaha.
Periyalvar's life softens the heart into gentle care. In loving concern, the ego quietly dissolves. Serve Sriman Narayana with the tenderness of parent. Rest here where love itself becomes worship.
மற்றொன்றும் வேண்டா மனமே மதிலரங்கர் கற்றி நம்மைத்த கழனினை கீழ் உற்ற திருமாலை பாடும் சீர்தொண்டரடிப் பொடியம்பெருமானே எப்பொழுதும் பேசு.
தொண்டரடிப்பொடியாழ்வாராய நமஹா.
தொண்டரடிப்பொடியாழ்வாராய நமஹா.
Tondaradipudiyalvar is revered as one of the 12 Alvars. Alvar's very name reflects humility, meaning dust at the feet of devotees. This self-effacing spirit defined Alvar's entire life. Devotion flowered through surrender rather than achievement.
Shri Rangaika Nivasa Bhaktaya Namaha.
Shri Rangaika Nivasa Bhaktaya Namaha.
Alvar lived in Sri Rangam, the sacred abode of Lord Sri Ranganatha. Daily service to the Lord became Alvar's sole purpose. Alvar lovingly gathered flowers for temple worship. Each garland was an offering of the heart.
Pushpa Seva Vratadharine Namaha.
Pushpa Seva Vratadharine Namaha.
Lord Sri Ranganatha was not merely worshipped but intimately served. Alvar saw himself as insignificant before the Lord's greatness. Personal merit held no value in Alvar's eyes. Service itself was the highest reward.
Tulasi Mala Sanskritaya Namaha.
Tulasi Mala Sanskritaya Namaha.
Despite intense devotion, a period of spiritual fall occurred. Alvar became attached to worldly influence and distraction. This phase revealed the vulnerability of even great devotees. Yet, divine grace never withdrew its watchful presence.
Naichya Bhava Samanvitaya Namaha.
Naichya Bhava Samanvitaya Namaha.
Through suffering and inner turmoil, Alvar awakened to remorse. Shame and repentance purified the heart deeply. Alvar realized complete dependence on Lord Sri Ranganatha alone. Humility ripened into mature surrender.
Bhagavan Namaika Sharanaya Namaha.
Bhagavan Namaika Sharanaya Namaha.
Moved by compassion, Lord Sri Ranganatha personally restored Alvar. The Lords revealed that no sincere devotee is ever abandoned. Grace flowed where repentance was genuine. This divine assurance transformed Alvar forever.
Sharanagata Swikritaya Namaha.
Sharanagata Swikritaya Namaha.
From this renewal arose profound hymns of humility. Alvar composed Tirumalai, extolling devotion and surrender. Each verse confesses weakness while glorifying divine mercy. The poetry breathes lived experience rather than theory.
विषयत्यागनिष्ठाय नमः
विषयत्यागनिष्ठाय नमः
Alvar also composed Tiruppalliyaluchi. These verses awaken the Lord gently each morning. The devotee calls the divine from loving intimacy. Service becomes a dialogue of affection.
रङ्गनाथ दयापात्राय नमः
रङ्गनाथ दयापात्राय नमः
Tondaradipudi Alvar taught that Bhagavada Abhachara is the gravest fault. Devotees must be revered as the Lord's own form. Humility before devotees surpasses ritual precision. This teaching stands central to the Sri Vaishnava ethics.
भक्तदोषस्वीकर्त्रे नमः
भक्तदोषस्वीकर्त्रे नमः
Alvar lived thereafter in constant repentance and service. Pride never again found a place in the heart. Each day was spent at the Lord's threshold. Dust as the devotee's feet became Alvar's identity.
तिरुमालै प्रणेत्रे नमः
तिरुमालै प्रणेत्रे नमः
Sri Vaishnava Acharyas revered Tondaradipudi Alvar deeply. Alvar's life teaches hope even after failure. Grace responds not to perfection but to surrender. Sri Ranganatha's mercy shines through Alvar's story.
श्री वैष्णव दैन्य दीपकाय नमः
श्री वैष्णव दैन्य दीपकाय नमः
Tondaradipudi Alvar's life draws the mind into quiet humility. In repentance, the heart becomes light and open. Rest at the feet of Lord Sri Ranganatha without claims or demands. Here, surrender blossoms into peace.
आपादशोडमनुभूय हरिं शयानाम् मध्ये कवेरदुहितोर्मुदिरान्तरात्मा अद्रश्रतां नयनयोर्विषयान्तराणाम् योनिच्छिखाय मनवै मुनिवाहनं तम्
तिरुप्पाणाழ்வாராய नमः
तिरुप्पाणाழ்वाराय नमः
Tiruppanalvar is revered as one of the 12 Alvars of Sri Vaishnavism. Alvar is celebrated for pure devotion, born of humility and love. His life reveals the Lord's grace beyond social distinctions. Anubhava, direct experience of God, defines his devotion.
श्रीरङ्गनाथ पादानुरक्ताय नमः
श्री रंगनाथ पादानुरक्ताय नमः
Tiruppanalvar was born on the banks of the Kaveri near Srirangam. Alvar belonged to the Panar community, devoted to music and song. From birth, Alvar's heart inclined only toward the divine. Worldly status held no meaning for Alvar.
अधमधैन्यपरायणाय नमः
अधमदैन्यपरायणाय नमः
Alvar lived singing in praise of Sri Ranganatha with deep emotion. Music became his means of communion with the Lord. Each note carried humility, longing, and surrender. The Lord listened silently to this loving worship.
दिव्याङ्गानुभवैकनिष्ठाय नमः
दिव्यांगानुभवैकनिष्ठाय नमः
Out of deep humility, Tiruppan never entered the temple. Alvar believed himself unworthy of the Lord's presence. Devotion remained external yet intensely inward. Love restrained itself through reverence.
पादादिकेशान्तदर्शकाय नमः
पादादिकेशान्तदर्शकाय नमः.
One day, a temple priest named Lokasarangamuni came to the river. Unaware, he disturbed Alvar while fetching water. In anger, the priest struck Alvar. Immediately, divine intervention unfolded.
रङ्गविमान आरोहणलभ्याय नमः
रङ्गविमानारोहणलभ्याय नमः.
That night, Sri Ranganatha appeared in the priest's dream. The Lord commanded him to carry Tiruppan into the sanctum. The priest awoke in fear and devotion. Divine will overturn human judgment.
भगवद्रूपमाधुर्यरसिकाय नमः
भगवद्रूपमाधुर्यरसिकाय नमः.
Obeying the Lord, the priest carried Alvar on his shoulders. Tiruppan Alvar trembled with humility and devotion. As the sanctum opened, divine grace overflowed. The Lord drew his devotee near.
स्वानात्मन्यनन्यभाविताय नमः
स्वानात्मन्यनन्यभाविताय नमः.
Before the Lord, Tiruppan beheld divine beauty fully. From the sacred feet upward, Alvar's vision ascended. Each limb revealed infinite sweetness. Love transformed into direct sight.
अमलनादिप्रबन्धकर्त्रे नमः
अमलनादिप्रबन्धकर्त्रे नमः.
From this experience arose the hymn Amalanadipiran. Each verse describes the Lord from foot to crown. These hymns reflect pure, unmediated anubhava. Words flowed from vision, not imagination.
रङ्गनाथैकजीवनाय नमः
रङ्गनाथैकजीवनाय नमः.
Tiruppan taught that devotion alone grants access to Bhagavan. Birth, learning, and status dissolve before love. The Lord seeks the heart, not the form. Grace responds to humility.
दिव्यदेशप्रवेशनाधिकारिकाय नमः
दिव्यदेशप्रवेशनाधिकारिकाय नमः.
After completing his divine experience, Tiruppan fulfilled his mission. By the grace of Sri Ranganatha, Alvar attained moksham. Alvar reached Sri Vaikuntham freed from the worldly limitation. His life became a testament to divine mercy.
श्रीवैष्णव अनुभव शिखामण्ये नमः
श्रीवैष्णव अनुभवशिखामणये नमः.
Tiruppan life softens the heart into reverent stillness. In humility, the soul becomes light and transparent. Gaze inward with love as Alvar gazed upon the Lord. Rest here, where vision becomes silence and silence becomes grace.
अलयामि कविध्वंसं कविं लोकदिवाकरं यस्य गोपिप्रकाशाभिराविध्यं निहतं तमः
तिरुमङ्गैयाழ்வாराय नमः
तिरुमङ्गैयाழ்वाराय नमः.
Tirumangai Alvar is revered as the last among the 12 Alvars. Alvar is remembered as a king, warrior, and intense devotee. His life reflects dramatic transformation through divine grace. Fearless devotion marks every phase of Alvar's journey.
मन्नन् वंशसमुद्भवाय नमः
Mannan Vamsha Samudbhavaya Namaha.
Alvar was born as Kaliyan, a chieftain of the Tirumangai region, gifted with valor and leadership. Kaliyan ruled with authority, power, and pride. Initially shaped his life, yet destiny prepared him for divine awakening.
खड्गधारी वैष्णवाय नमः
Gadhari Vaishnavaya Namaha.
Kaliyan married Kumudavalli Nachiyar, a devout Sri Vaishnava woman. She insisted that he serve devotees of Lord Sriman Narayana through service. Kaliyan's heart slowly softened. Bhagavata Seva became the seed of transformation.
परिवर्तनपरायणाय नमः
Parivartana Parayanaya Namaha.
To support the service, Kaliyan resorted to questionable means. Divine compassion intervened through a dramatic encounter. The Lord appeared disguised as a newly wed bridegroom. This meeting changed Kalyan's life forever.
काञ्चीव्रत भङ्गकृते नमः
Anchi Vrata Bhanga Krite Namaha.
When Kalyan attempted to rob the divine couple, his strength failed. Bound by unusual forces, Kalyan stood helpless. The Lord revealed himself as a Sriman Narayana. Grace replaced pride in an instant.
दिव्यदेशबहुप्रचारकाय नमः
Divya Desha Bahupracharakaya Namaha.
The Lord initiated Kalyan with the sacred mantras. Knowledge dawned and alongside deep repentance. Kalyan surrendered completely at the Lord's feet. From that moment, Kalyan became Tirumangai Alvar.
विग्रहसेवा महाप्रियाय नमः
Vigraha Seva Mahapriyaya Namaha.
Renouncing formal life, Alvar embraced total devotion. Pilgrimage replaced warfare and conquest. Alvars traveled across many Divyadesas. Each shrine awakened poetic outpouring of its love towards Bhagavan.
नानाप्रबन्धप्रणेते नमः
Nana Prabandha Pranete Namaha.
Alvar composed hymns with vigorous emotions and bold imagery. These was a form major portion of Divya Prabandham. Devotion, philosophy, and longing merged in his poetry. The Lord's beauty and accessibility shined through each verse.
वीरभक्तिरसात्मकाय नमः
Veera Bhakti Rasatmakaya Namaha.
Tirumangai Alvar played a key role in temple restoration. Alvar helped rebuild and protect sacred shrines. Service to Divyadeshas became an expression of gratitude. Devotion took form, action, and sacrifices.
शरणागतशत्रुनिग्रहाय नमः
Sharanagata Shatru Nigrahaya Namaha.
Alvar sang is surrounded as a serpent's path. Pride, birth, and power dissolved before grace. The Lord became protector, refuge, and goal. Prapatti defined Alvar's mature devotion.
श्रीरङ्गभक्तविज्ञापकाय नमः
Viranga Bhakta Vijnapakaya Namaha.
Sri Vaishnava Acharyas honor Thirumangai Alvars deeply. Alvar's life teaches hope even after grave error. No soul is behind redemption. Through surrender, divine mercy shines brightest in transformation.
वैष्णवधर्मसंरक्षकाय नमः
वैष्णवधर्मसंरक्षकाय नमः
Tirumangai Alva's life invites the mind into the fearless surrender. Let pride fall away as devotion rises. Rest in trust at the feet of Sriman Narayana. Here, efforts dissolves into grace and peace.
अविदित विषयान्तरश्शटारेः उपनिषदामुपगानमात्रभोगः अपि च गुणवचात् सदेगशेषी मधुरकविर्हृदये ममाविरस्तु
मधुरकवि आழ்வாராய नमः
दुरकवियाழ்वाराय नमः
Madhurakavi Alvar is revered as one of the 12 Alvars of Sri Vaishnavism. Alvar holds a unique position among them for his exclusive Acharya Bhakti. Alvar's life teaches that the Acharya is the living path to liberation. Through this principle, Madhurakavi Alvar shines distinctly.
आचार्यनिष्ठपरायणाय नमः
आचार्यनिष्ठपरायणाय नमः
Madhurakavi Alvar was born in Tirukollur in Tamil Nadu. From a young age, Alvar was drawn towards spiritual inquiry. Worldly pursuits failed to satisfy Alvar's inner longing. Alvar began seeking a realized guide rather than mere learning.
நம்மாழ்வாரைக शरणाय नमः
நம்மாழ்வாரைकशरणाय नमः
During this search, Alvar witnessed a divine sign in the northern sky. A brilliant light appeared near Ayodhya and later faded. Interpreting this as a divine indication, Alvar followed the sign southward. This journey was guided by divine grace rather than human reasoning.
गुरुभक्ति शिरोमणये नमः
गुरुभक्तिशिरोमणये नमः
The light finally led Madhurakavi Alvar to Tirukurugur. There beneath a tamarind tree sat Swami Namalvar in deep silence. Alvar recognized immediately that this was a perfected soul. Reverence and surrender arose naturally in Madhurakavi Alvar's heart.
शिष्यधर्मप्रदर्शकाय नमः
शिष्यधर्मप्रदर्शकाय नमः
To awaken Swami Namalvar outwardly, Madhurakavi posed a simple question. The question concealed profound philosophical depth. It asked about the nature of life within a dead body. This inquiry stirred the ocean of realization within Namalvar.
प्रबन्धगुरुपूजकाय नमः
प्रबन्धगुरुपूजकाय नमः
After 16 years of noble silence, Swami Namalvar responded. Divine wisdom flowed forth as radiant words. Madhurakavi Alvar recognized Namalvar as his sole refuge. At that moment, the Guru-Shishya bond was firmly sealed.
तमिळ् वेदाचार्य सेवकाय नमः
तमिळ् वेदाचार्यसेवकाय नमः
Madhurakavi Alvar chose the Acharya over direct worship of the Lord. Alvar declared that serving the Guru leads unfailingly to Lord Sriman Narayana. This conviction became the foundation of Alvar's life. Exclusive surrender to the Acharya defined Alvar's path.
पराङ्कुशदासाय नमः
पराङ्कुशदासाय नमः
Alvar composed Kanninun Sirutambu in praise of Namalvar. Unlike other Alvars, Madhurakavi Alvar did not sing directly of the Lord. Each verse glorified the greatness of the Acharya alone. This work stands as a pillar of Sri Vaishnava Acharya Bhakti.
आचार्यैकगतिप्राप्ताय नमः
आचार्यैकगतिप्राप्ताय नमः
Through these verses, Madhurakavi Alvar taught an essential truth. The Lord is pleased when the Acharya is served with devotion. The Guru becomes the bridge between the Jivatma and Lord Sriman Narayana. This teaching remains central to Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya.
कृतज्ञताभूषणाय नमः
कृतज्ञताभूषणाय नमः
Madhurakavi Alvar lived in constant service to Swami Namalvar. Alvar's life was marked by humility, gratitude, and obedience. Ego and personal ambition had no place in Alvar's heart. Service itself became worship and fulfillment.
कण्णिनुन्सिरुत्ताम्बुप्रधाय नमः
अन्निनुञ्चिरुत्ताम्बप्रदाय नमः
Sri Vaishnava Acharyas revere Madhurakavi Alvar deeply. Alvar's life exemplifies perfect disciplehood. Without Madhurakavi, Namalvar's hymns would not have reached the world. Alvar thus became an instrument of divine transmission.
श्रीवैष्णवसेवाव्रताय नमः
श्रीवैष्णवसेवाव्रताय नमः
Madhurakavi Alvar's life invites the seeker into quiet surrender. In devotion to the Acharya, the mind releases its burdens. Through the Guru, the soul naturally reaches Sriman Narayana. Rest in this stillness where service becomes liberation.
नीलातुङ्गस्तनगिरितटे शुब्धबुद्धोत्य कृष्णम् पारात्यम् स्वम् श्रुतिसतशिरः सिद्धमध्यापयन्ति स्वोचिष्टायाम् सजनिगलितम् यापलाकृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदा तस्यै नमैदमिदम् भूय एवास्तु भूयः
आण्डाळाय नमः
आण्डाळाय नमः
Andal Nachiyar is revered as the only female among the 12 Arvas. Sri Vaishnava tradition honors Andal as Bhudevi incarnate. Her life embodies the soul's longing for divine union. Andal stands as the crown jewel of devotional love.
गोदादेव्यै नमः
गोदादेव्यै नमः
Andal was discovered as a divine child by Periyarvar, also known as Vishnu Chitta. She was found in the sacred Tulasi garden at Srivalliputur, raised with love and devotion. Andal grew in temple worship. From childhood, her heart belonged solely to Sriman Narayana.
भूदेव्यांशसमुद्भवायै नमः
भूदेव्यांशसमुद्भवायै नमः
Andal refused to accept any worldly marriage. She declared that Sriman Narayana alone was her husband. This resolve arose naturally, not through rebellion but devotion. Her life unfolded as a divine vow of love.
श्रीव्रजनायिका भावसमन्वितायै नमः
श्रीव्रजनायिका भावसमन्विताय नमः
In youthful play, Andal adorned herself with garlands meant for the Lord. She wished to test whether she was worthy of him. Though initially concerned, Periyalvar later received divine assurance. The Lord accepted only Andal's worn garlands.
तिरुप्पावै प्रणेत्रै नमः
Tirupavai Pranetrayai Namaha.
This act revealed Andal's unique intimacy with the divine. Devotion transcended ritual and convention. Love itself became the highest offering. Andal's bhakti flowed freely, unrestrained and pure.
நாச்சியார் திருமொழி பிரதாயின்யை நமஹா.
நாச்சியார் திருமொழி பிரதாயின்யை நமஹா.
Andal composed the sacred Tirupavai. Through 30 verses, she guided seekers toward surrender. The hymns awakened devotion through discipline and grace. Tirupavai remains central to Margali worship.
व्रतशुद्ध प्रेम स्वरूपिण्यै नमः.
व्रतशुद्ध प्रेम स्वरूपिण्यै नमः.
Andal also composed Nachiyar Tirumozhi. These verses express intense longing and emotional depth. The soul speaks as a bride yearning for the divine beloved. Naika Bhava reaches its fullest expression here.
श्रीरंगपति वामांगस्थितायै नमः.
श्रीरंगपति वामांगस्थितायै नमः.
Hearing of Andal's devotion, the Lord summoned her to Srirangam. Andal journeyed there adorned as a bride. In the sanctum, she united with Sri Ranganatha. Worldly identity dissolved in divine union.
नित्यकन्याव्रतधारिण्यै नमः.
नित्यकन्याव्रतधारिण्यै नमः.
The Vaishnava tradition teaches that Andal attained moksham at Srirangam. She entered Srivaikundam by the grace of Sriman Narayana. Her life fulfilled the soul's highest aspiration. Union replaced separation forever.
शरणागत जीव मातृकायै नमः.
शरणागत जीव मातृकायै नमः.
Andal's hymns shape Sri Vaishnava theology and practice. Acharyas revere her as a guiding light of devotion. Her path teaches surrender through love, not fear. Grace flows where longing is pure.
दिव्यदेशैक भर्तृकायै नमः.
दिव्यदेशैक भर्तृकायै नमः.
Even today, Andal is worshipped as a goddess in temples. Her Tirupavai is recited daily during Margali. Devotees see her as mother, bride, and guide. Her presence continues through living tradition.
श्री वैष्णव सौभाग्यप्रदायिन्यै नमः.
श्री वैष्णव सौभाग्यप्रदायिन्यै नमः.
Andal Nachiyar's life draws the heart into silent yearning. In pure love, the soul forgets itself. Rest in this longing for Sriman Narayana alone. Here, devotion ripens into eternal union.
Srimati Ramanujaya Namaha. Sit comfortably. Keep your spine straight yet relaxed. Gently close your eyes. Hands resting gently on your lap in Chin Mudra. Take a slow, deep breath in and exhale softly. Again, inhale peace and exhale all restlessness. Let your breath become natural and smooth. Visualize a soft golden light surrounding you, protective, pure, and radiant. This light in front of you reveals a sacred, luminous path glowing with divine energy. This is the path of the Azhwars, sanctified by devotion to Lord Sriman Narayana. As you walk through the path with the air filled with divine fragrance and a soft celestial music flowing around you, you see a magnificent spiritual assembly of the 12 Azhwars, radiant with bhakti. Feel reverence filling your heart. You zoom in to visualize Poigai Azhwar, physical form. Azhwar is having a divine lamp glowing in his hands. He represents light, clarity, and awakening wisdom. Feel your mind illuminated. Now, slowly move your vision to see the Divya Mangala Rupa of Bhudatta standing beside him. See divine radiance flowing from his heart. Azhwar awakens love and sacred awareness. Let devotion rise within you. Let your heart be filled with divine love. Now, drift your vision to capture the Eyalvar's physical form. An ecstatic devotion overflowing from Eyalvar's heart towards Lord Narayana. Alvar dissolves ego and fills you with pure surrender towards Bhagavan. You just dissolve into the divine bliss. Gently continue to gaze Tirumazhai Alvar. Now see the brilliance of spiritual discipline and truth. He grants the spiritual strength and unwavering faith in Bhagavan. Slowly, a fearlessness and divine strength forming within you, so that you anchor firmly in truth and let Dharma guide you. Now visualize Swami Nammarva seated in divine meditation, glowing with divine knowledge. Absorb the cosmic consciousness of Swami Nammarva within you, an infinite space and light. Alvar blesses you with wisdom, divine insight, and union with Bhagavan. Completely surrender at the feet of Swami Nammarva. Gently now move towards Madhura Kavi Alvar, standing beside Swami Nammarva. See his humility and devotion to his Acharya. Madhura Kavi Alvar teaches complete gratitude, total surrender, and unwavering loyalty to divine wisdom. His humility and surrender is a flowing river filled with gratitude and devotion towards his Acharya. Swami Nammarva. Now, zoom in to see Swami Kulashekara Alvar. Visualize royal humility with intense devotion to Bhagavan. He inspires detachment from worldly illusions, teaching you the sole purpose of this birth as service, kaninkaryam to Bhagavan. Gently move your awareness to see Periyalvar's Divya Mangala Rupa. Capture the parental love overflowing for the divine child, little Krishna. Feel divine care, protection, and nurturing grace. Visualize the parental love embracing the divine child. Now, standing beside Periyalvar is his little daughter, the divine child, Sri Andal Nachya. Visualize radiant purity and divine love overflowing from her. She showers her anugraham to you with devotion, grace, and sacred longing. Now, prostrate at her divine feet. And as you get up through your Sukshma Sharira, visualize the Divya Mangala Rupa of Thondaradi Kodiyalvar. Feel deep humility and repentance transforming into devotion. Alvar purifies your heart and cleanses your karma. By teaching you humility and kaninkaryam towards Bhagavan. Now, visualize Tiruppanalvar, who saw the divine beauty of Bhagavan with inner purity. Alvar awakens aesthetic devotion and divine appreciation within you towards Lord Sriman Narayan. He teaches to see Bhagavan in everything. Now slowly capture the Divya Mangala Rupa of Tirumangayalvar. See the fierce devotion, courage and surrender. Alvar blesses you with bold faith, unwavering dedication, in doing kaninkaryam to Bhagavan. Now zoom out to visualize all 12 Alvars standing together, glowing like celestial stars. Their divine hymns fill the space, echoing sacred Divya Prabandham verses of love for Lord Sriman Narayana. A brilliant golden blue light flows from their hearts into yours. Feel it purifying your mind, healing emotional burdens, strengthening devotion, awakening divine awareness, filling you with peace and surrender to Bhagavan. Silently affirm, may the devotion of the Alvars flow through me. May the Divya Kataksham of all the Alvars live within me. Their bhakti flows through me. Their surrender becomes my path. Now, beyond the Alvars, visualize Lord Sriman Narayana, radiant, compassionate, and infinite. His divine eyes rest upon you with love. Feel complete peace. Feel absolute protection. Feel the Param Anugraham. Rest in this sacred silence. Now, slowly bring awareness back to your breath. Feel your body, the present moment, the sacred calmness around you. Offer heartfelt gratitude to the Alvars and to the Divine. When ready, you may gently open your eyes. Carry this devotion into your day. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanastu.
கொண்டல் வண்ணனாய் கோவலனாய் வெண்ணை உண்டவாயன் உள்ளம் கவர்ந்தானை. கொண்டல் வண்ணனாய் கோவலனாய் வெண்ணை உண்டவாயன் உள்ளம் கவர்ந்தானை. அண்டர் கொன்னனி அரங்கனென் அமுதினை அண்டர் கொன்னனி அரங்கனென் அமுதினை கண்ட கண்கள் மற்றொன்றினை காணாவே. பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம் பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம் பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு மல்லாண்ட தின்தூள் மணிவண்ணா மல்லாண்டத்தின் தூள் மணிவண்ணா மல்லாண்டத்தின் தூள் மணிவண்ணா உன் சேவடி செவ்வி திரு காப்பு. மல்லாண்டத்தின் தோள் மணிவண்ணா உன் சேவடி செவ்வி திரு காப்பு. அடியோ மூடும் நின்னோடும் பிரிவின்றி ஆயிரம் பல்லாண்டு. அடியோ மூடும் நின்னோடும் பிரிவின்றி ஆயிரம் பல்லாண்டு. வடிவாய் நின் வளர் மார்பினில் வாழ்கின்ற மங்கையும் பல்லாண்டு. வடிவாய் நின் வளர் மார்பினில் வாழ்கின்ற மங்கையும் பல்லாண்டு. வடிவாய் ஜோதி வளர்த்துறையும் சுடராழியும் பல்லாண்டு. வடிவாய் ஜோதி வளர்த்துறையும் சுடராழியும் பல்லாண்டு. படைப்போர்ப்புக்கு முழங்கும் அப்பாஞ்ச ஜன்னியமும் பல்லாண்டு. படைப்போர்ப்புக்கு முழங்கும் அப்பாஞ்ச ஜன்னியமும் பல்லாண்டு. பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம் பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம்.